to the Hi everyone, welcome to the Bay Area Case Studies Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you are here. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, if you have any questions at all, feel free to use the Q&A button to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are there, ready and available to answer any questions you have. Your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. There are more college presentations being offered. Feel free to sign up for more college presentations and more sessions at the same place where you registered for this one. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/BACS. We are currently in session B8, where my mouse is circling at the moment. And this will also be the same order of presentations. So without further ado, I'll get out of the way.
Hi, I can't hear anything, so I'm hoping everything's good. My name is Tina Brooks. I'm Associate Director of Admissions at Pomona College. As you can see here, we're in the valley of the San Gabriel Mountains on the ancestral lands of the Tongva and Gabrielino people. We are located in Los Angeles County in the city of Claremont. We're known as the city of trees and PhDs. Apparently there's a lot of trees in town and there are a lot of colleges, 5 undergraduate colleges and 2 universities in a town of 35,000. So lots of PhDs, even I have a PhD. We live in this area where there's a ton to do. Not only are we surrounded by beach, mountain, desert, with all the natural things to do, but we are easy access to Los Angeles, where you can find great art and culture opportunities, food, internships. It's the 2nd largest city in the country. We have this list of 47 things to do before leaving Pomona. We want students to get out there, explore the location, go to a Dodgers game, go to Pink's hot dog stand in LA, and sleep under the stars at Joshua Tree, 3 of the 47 things. And 47 is our magic number, but I don't have time to explain it, so you have to look it up. We're part of the Claremont College Consortium, 5 undergraduate colleges. Pomona's the largest. It was the original college founded to be a standalone liberal arts college. The other schools all have kind of a different identity to distinguish themselves from Pomona. So Scripps is a women's college, Harvey Mudd is a STEM college. Claremont was founded as a men's college and is now co-ed, focuses on economics, government finance. Pitzer, founded in the 60s, has shared values around social justice, environmentalism, and globalism. Pomona, as you can see, is close to the Claremont Village. That's our downtown area, and the Metrolink train that'll take you right into LA. Academics are at the heart of the Pomona experience. Obviously, the small classes, the close relationships with faculty. You don't have to declare your major till the end of your 2nd year. So we really encourage students to explore. You all have to take classes in 6 different areas. So you get some samples of courses in STEM and the arts and social science and humanities. And we have as many molecular biology majors as history majors. So real diversity of academic interests. Social life, students, most of them live on campus all 4 years. When you first come, you're part of a sponsor group, which is an intentional living group of about 12 to 15 first years with a couple mentors living with you called your sponsors. You have your siblings, you can be spadopted into another group, all this fun lingo, but really it's your home away from home. Lots of organizations, 250 at least across the colleges, from the arts to journalism, politics, volunteering, all that stuff. 2 NCAA 3 athletic programs. We're the Pomona Pitzer Sage Hens. Our big rivals are the CMS. I'm not going to tell you what they're called. Internships and research. Most students will do multiple internships. Most students will do research with faculty. We do have funding available. We want that to be accessible to all students. So if you have an unpaid or low paying internship, we got you. You can go to recruiting events at any of the 5 colleges. And once you graduate, you're part of that bigger Claremont College alumni network. We're a really diverse campus. Over half our students are domestic students of color, and they come from, I think it's up to 60 countries right now. And that's in a student body of only 1,700 students. So you know you're going to be meeting people from all over the place with different backgrounds. Most of our students are going to study abroad as well. It doesn't matter if you're an athlete, a double major, you're still able to study abroad. Basics of admission, you know, we got early decision, we got regular decision. The big news is test optional. We've extended our policy for a total of 4 years. We went test optional this year. We're going to see how that goes. We're going to get the faculty on board with that and hopefully continue to be test optional. We practice holistic admissions. We're looking at everything. We really encourage you to be authentic, try to show us who you are as a person. Financial aid, very important, need blind admission. So when we read your application, we aren't looking at whether you're applying for aid or not. That's all domestic students, anyone graduating from a US high school. We meet 100% of your demonstrated need without any loans, and all our need is, financial aid is need-based. The majority of our students do receive financial aid. Questions, I wanna learn more. Go to the student blog, I oversee it, I hire writers, they write about whatever they want. It's called Voices. The 5C newspaper, The Student Life, TSL, great place to find out what's going on, what the problems are. Website, lots of virtual options because of course everything was virtual this year. Email us. You have a specific counselor. You can go to our website, look at, connect with an admissions officer and find out the person who is reading for your school. Instagram, in real life visits, starting soon. We're starting to open things up this summer. We'll be fully back on campus in the fall. So thank you very much. Next person.
Awesome, thank you. The next representative is from the George Washington University.
Great, thank you, Catherine. I'm just going to set my timer so I don't go over. Everybody, my name is Andrea Frangi, and I'm the Regional Director of Admission for the George Washington University, located in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. As a Regional Director, however, I am located on the West Coast. I work with students from the Bay Area, so I am your admissions counselor. If you're applying to GW, I will be the person who's reading your application. The George Washington University, it's considered a mid-sized private research university. We have just over 10,000 undergraduate students. We've got students coming from all 50 states, from over 130 countries, so a lot of really great representation on our campus. Huge alumni network. GW is celebrating our bicentennial this year, so 290,000 active alums. And even though we're considered a mid-sized school, I think it's really important to note that our average class size is 29, and over 50% of our classes are going to have fewer than 20 students. So we're not an institution where you're going to experience 400, 600, or 800 student lecture halls. A lot of our classes use discussion, debate, conversation, and our students are really taking advantage of getting to know their faculty and peers. Our main campus is in the Foggy Bottom neighborhood of Washington, D.C. So we are right downtown in the heart of a major metropolitan center, 4 blocks away from the White House and across the street from the State Department. We have a second campus about 3 miles away, and we run a shuttle between the 2 campuses 24/7. That 3 miles can take 10 minutes. Y'all live in the Bay Area, you know that 3 miles can also take 25 minutes, which is why all of our shuttles are equipped with Wi-Fi. About 700 of our first-year students live on our 45-acre Mount Vernon campus in the Berkeley neighborhood of Washington, D.C. Many of those students are participating in one of our special programs like the University Honors Program, Women's Leadership, Politics and Values, or Civic House, which is great for students for whom activism and involvement is really important. We are a university that is going to guarantee housing on campus through your junior year because we require it. So we've got over 30 residence halls on both the Foggy Bottom and Mount Vernon campuses. So you will for sure find something that's a great fit for you. everything from one room, one individual dorm rooms to up to 6 folks living in a townhouse style living arrangement. Many of our residence halls will also have a kitchen in them, especially as you're a sophomore or junior, which is great. We have a meal plan that's accepted at over 100 different locations in and around the city, including Whole Foods and Safeway. So if you're somebody who's vegetarian, vegan, paleo, or you just like to cook, having access to the kitchen and grocery stores on your meal plan card can be a really great thing. Right in the heart of our nation's capital. So internships abound, museums are plentiful, and our students are taking advantage of the many, many acres of free national parks that you can walk to. So whether you want to catch the sunrise at the Lincoln Memorial or go to a drag show on a Friday night where you might bump into AOC, we've got you covered at GW. Academically, we have 7 schools and colleges with over 175 majors and minors. When you apply to GW, you will indicate which of these 7 schools or colleges you would like to be admitted into. And if you're admitted to the business school or the Elliott School of International Affairs, you know that you've got a guaranteed spot there, but also know you don't have to be married to that for 4 years. So even though you don't need to know what you want to major in, having an idea of what you might be interested in can definitely secure your spot there. Otherwise, the Columbian College of Arts and Sciences is our largest school with the most diversity of academic offerings, and many of our students come in undecided, and that's not a problem either. You've got plenty of time to choose your path and then change it multiple times. We want our students to find success. So with internships, research opportunities, our students are building strong resumes with great cover letters that are making them super competitive in the workforce. We want our students to take advantage of those real world experiences and get out there and shake hands and build skill sets. GW has been test optional since 2015. We're a common application school. So we're doing a holistic review of your application for admission. Testing, if you have the ability to take it, you're welcome to submit it, but we've been reading applications for over 6 years without it. You will be competitive and considered for admission and scholarship without submitting your SAT or ACT scores. GW as a private institution also tries to be an affordable option for our admitted students. So be sure to fill out the FAFSA and CSS profiles so that we can consider you for need-based aid as well. On this slide, you'll find my contact information. Feel free to screenshot that or take a photo. As I said, I am your admissions counselor. I'm happy to be a resource for you and help you through this process in any way that I can. Thanks so much.
Very helpful information. Thank you. Just a friendly reminder that if anyone has any questions, to feel free to submit those through the Q&A. Our representatives are here and available to answer any questions that you have. And if you have a specific question, to also note the school name. The next representative is from Wellesley College.
Thanks, Catherine. Let me get my screen shared. Okay, so Wellesley is a premier liberal arts and sciences college that believes confident and educated women are the most powerful engine for social change. Wellesley continues to expand the understanding of what women can and will do. We are located on a beautiful 500-acre campus about 12 miles outside of downtown Boston. So you have the benefits of a quiet suburban campus surrounded by green space, with also having Boston nearby, which is a major professional cultural hub with over 250,000 college students. And Wellesley students also can take advantage of historic partnerships with MIT, Brandeis University, Babson, and Olin College of Engineering, where you can cross-register and participate in all extracurricular activities. Wellesley's campus is home to 2,400 students from a wide array of backgrounds. We are one of the most diverse college campuses in the US, and we believe that diversity is essential to the educational experience. And our commitment to diversity really goes hand in hand with our commitment to financial aid and affordability. We believe that money should not stand in the way of a world-class education, and we meet 100% of calculated need for all students. Tina earlier mentioned My Intuition, which is a fantastic tool to reference if you're interested in knowing, how much Wellesley might cost for you. Wellesley's curriculum is designed to nurture students' curiosity in a collaborative learning environment. Our classes are very small with 18 students on average, and they encourage students to be curious, engage in discussion, and develop their voice. Wellesley packs the resources that you might see at a large research university, but in a small environment that is 100% dedicated to undergraduate women. We have hands-on learning experiences such as research. These are an essential part of a Wellesley education, and more often than not lead to really powerful faculty-student mentorships that really shape both educational but also professional outcomes for students. And that's a great transition into talking a little bit about our faculty. They are as dedicated to teaching as they are to their own research, and they're particularly invested in nurturing students' potential. Research suggests that a key way to address the gender leadership gap is for young women to witness in action and work among a more diverse range of female role models. So Wellesley is really invested in presenting these role models to our students. 60% of our tenured faculty are women, and 24% of our faculty identify as people of color. A large majority of leadership roles on campus are held by women. Our 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio puts you in direct contact with your professors, and all courses are taught by faculty members. So there are no teaching assistants and no graduate students, just you and faculty members who really do become your research partners, but also your mentors. And Wellesley recognizes that learning happens in everything you do, whether that's a quick trip to Boston for dinner and a movie, or completing a funded internship at a dream company, whether you're having a heart-to-heart with your roommate over late night snacks, or if you're joining one of over 160 student-run organizations. All of your experiences, be they social, academic, pre-professional, co-curricular, all lead to your personal growth and lend themselves to a well-rounded education. These experiences are also supported by a distinctive career education program that puts students in direct contact with Wellesley alumni through the Hive, which is an online networking platform. Starting in your first year, all students are assigned a personalized career advisory board, which is tailored to your goals. And 96% of Wellesley graduates are employed in graduate school or engaged in some form of service work within 6 months of graduation. Wellesley also strives to be a leadership lab for young women and a prominent hub for women's leadership, training, development, and research. We have a long history of developing leaders across a wide variety of fields, and some of our most prominent alumni have shaped politics, business, scientific discovery, and medicine on the global stage. So our leadership model is not rooted in prominence or power, but rather in service. And we believe that leadership begins and ends with engaging communities at all levels to bring about positive change. And this commitment to a really exploratory, hands-on, service-driven, and leadership-focused education is why Wellesley's alumni network is widely known as the most powerful women's network in the world. It's also why Wellesley graduates have been and continue to be pioneers for social change, whether that's on the national stage, like the first female Secretary of State, or the first woman presidential nominee of a major American political party, or on the ground level, where they're affecting change through community engagement, scientific research, and amazing feats of creativity and innovation. So that is all the time I have today. If you would like any more information or you want to reach out further, we really encourage you to contact our office. Here is our contact information, and I will also leave this in the chat for you all.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. The next representative is from the University of the Pacific.
Thank you, Catherine. Hi, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well. My name is Vivian Chen. I am the Senior Assistant Director of University of Pacific. I mainly in charge of undergrad admissions. I'll go ahead and get started. I'm trying to do. It's okay, I'll just do it like this. So University of Pacific was founded back in 1851, and we are actually the first charter university of California. And we are also the first university that opens doors for women students. And we're currently located in Stockton campus. And as you can see that we also have Sacramento, San Francisco campus. So San Francisco is mainly for our Dugoni School of Dentistry. We also have patients care, which really offer hands-on experience for our dental hygiene students or pre-dentistry students. And Sacramento campus is mainly for our law school, physician assistants, physical therapies, and all other graduate studies. That being said, all the undergraduate studies are in Stockton. And Stockton is our most diverse city, got rated just based on 2020 census. And I want to kind of show you guys a breakdown of our demographics. And you can see majority of our students is Asian, Pacific Islander, followed by Hispanic and white non-Hispanic students. We also achieved pretty balanced female and male gender ratio. Now, this is a picture of our campus, and most student and family talk about how they walk around the campus, feel like they're attending a school in a UK or England type of sense feeling, but they are enjoying the California weather here. And our campus is about 175 acres large, and we have a little under 5,000 students. So we have this luxury to provide smaller class size, about 13, 14 students per professor. And students can build this sense of community on campus, and we don't treat students as a number. Professor call them by first name, and you can even call the professor by first name. So what to study? We offer over 100 majors and minors, and I can't list them all here, but I wanted to at least show you guys some of the popular programs, which is our pre-professional program highlighted here. These are only offered for high school senior coming in as a freshman. And the pathway are probably the quickest pathway is 5 years. You can get the doctorate degree. No matter you want to be lawyer, you get a JD degree, or dental, pharmacist, or physical therapist. We do offer from 5 to 7 different pathways. And the second popular majors will be all the engineering program. As you can see that little asterisk, that means our accelerated program. We do offer 3-year plans, and the 4th year, you could be earning and working in our paid internship. On average, our students get paid $3,700 a month. So one semester is almost over 11,000 for that earning. And we also offer creative major like graphic design, studio art, and media arts, which covers animation, game design, theater, drama, film production, that sense of artistic major. We do have a conservatory of music and offering 10 different concentrations, and students get to enjoy concerts on campus as well. For business major, we have 5 different concentrations. We do allow students to double major here or double minor. It's very easy to change major at Pacific, just a matter of filling out a form. Now, lastly, if you're into different area but not so sure, we do offer exploratory major. So you're welcome to be in the School of Business or School of Engineering and explore your pathway to really declare your major. So that way you're not taking a whole bunch of different classes and wasting time and money doing different type of major classes. We do offer international relations. So that being said, we have over 330 study abroad program in 65 different countries that we offer to all major students. So what's so different about Pacific? We actually really emphasize students' learning experience in more hands-on and project-based. So no matter which major you're in, there's one component is real life experience. What we want our students to know what it's like in their field. For example, this is the actual classroom. It's not an internship. They are doing clinical rotation in the San Francisco campus. And they do get this hands-on learning because we're a smaller class size, and they do get this interaction with the professor as well. And this is one of the very important piece of information I would like to share with you guys is that instead of asking colleges graduation rate, or you would want to ask them what are their placement rate. And our placement rate is about 91% of a graduate actually employed within 6 months after their graduation. And Pacific alumni, they do earn second highest salary of all California colleges and universities. We are NCAA Division I, which is the most competitive sport ranking. We currently have a team of 17, both men's and women's sports. And last year, we were number 2 in the nation for water polo. So this is just some pictures. And we do guarantee housing for all 4 years on campus. And these are some of the requirements we have for admissions. And our admissions window opened August 1st. And pre-dentistry, pre-pharmacy deadline is, and early action deadline is strictly on November 15th. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Just another friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, to feel free to submit those through the Q&A. Any questions at all about the college application process or about a question about a specific school, you can also submit those through the Q&A. We also encourage to include the school name. Our last representative, but certainly not least, is from Ithaca College.
Hi, everybody. My name is Rich Wong. I am first going to share my screen with you, so hang on a moment and then turn my slideshow on. Okay, there we go. So my information is here. I am the admission representative for California and actually the entire Western United States. So after today, you're welcome to reach out to me at any point. Ithaca College was founded in 1892 as the Ithaca Conservatory of Music, and we have since grown and expanded to be the institution that we are today. As I said before, we are kind of a medium size. We bring in students from across the country and around the world. We are a residential college. And I'll talk a little bit about campus life in a little bit, but we offer a robust and comprehensive student life program. I'll kind of lead in talking a little bit about the city of Ithaca, which is a fantastic college town. It is regularly rated as one of the top college towns in the United States. It's home to, of course, Ithaca College, as well as Cornell University and the local community college. If you're flying from California or from San Francisco, you could actually fly into Ithaca Tompkins Regional Airport by way of another city. And it usually takes anywhere from 6 to 9 hours to go from west to east. The Ithaca area is famous for its gorges and waterfalls. It is a really beautiful scenic area, and students really have a lot of opportunities to unplug and really dive into the local community. The weather in Ithaca is quite diverse. We have 4 distinct seasons, including a fairly robust winter. We are finally transitioning into the spring, although I think it is actually supposed to snow tomorrow, so your mileage does vary a little bit this time of year. The community around Ithaca is fantastic. So Ithaca College students definitely take full advantage of that. In terms of academics, Ithaca College has 5 distinct schools. You see them listed here: business, communications, health sciences and human performance, humanities and sciences, and music. When students apply to Ithaca College, you actually apply to a specific major. If you're not 100% sure what you want to do, we have a program called the Exploratory Program that is designed to give you up to 60 credit hours or 2 years to work with campus supports, your faculty advisor, and other areas like the Career Services Office or the Academic Advising Center to help you make, an informed choice about your major. One of the key things about the academic experience at Ithaca College is that we try to make it as personalized as we possibly can. We're able to offer, the choices that I've mentioned of a larger university, 90 plus majors, 70 plus minors, in an academic atmosphere where students are, way more than just a number on somebody's grading spreadsheet. The average class size is about 17 students. The student to faculty ratio is 11:1. So our students definitely make great connections with our faculty. We also emphasize hands-on learning in almost all of our academic programs. So there are lots of opportunities for clinical opportunities. We have on-campus clinics for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech language pathology, athletic training. We have incredible student media, fantastic performance spaces for music and theater students. And our students are able to participate in a wide range of research opportunities and internships depending on what your major is. I mentioned earlier that we are a residential college, so campus life is hugely important at Ithaca College. We have over 200 different student clubs and organizations. We have an athletics program that is Division III and has been, quite accomplished throughout the years. With both team and individual national championships. Our students are very, I think there's a really great community of students interested in the arts, a great community of students who are interested in things like community service and social justice and things like that. Because we are residential, about 3/4 of our students live on campus. We guarantee housing for 4 years. We require housing for the first 3 years. And it's just a really incredible community. Next slide is some fun photos. The photo where it looks like people are splashing around is our Fountain Day. I'm going to fast forward to just tell you a little bit about our admission process. We are SAT, ACT optional. Most students who get accepted are strong B+ to A average students. You see the deadlines on the screen here. All of our students are considered for merit-based scholarships with their application, and to be considered for need-based financial aid, we require the CSS profile and the FAFSA form. And again, if you have additional questions, I encourage you to connect with us further. We have dozens of virtual visit opportunities, or you can schedule an appointment with me or email me at any time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All great information shared by all our representatives. We do have some time left, and so at this point, we're going to go ahead and pivot into our Q&A portion of the session. I invite all our representatives to turn on their cameras and get ready to unmute for our first question here, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? Again, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and get started in the same order in which you all presented it.
All right, thank you, Catherine. We have a lot of good advice for you, so I've got to pick a good one. I went to a really large university, a Big Ten university, like 40,000 students, and now I work at a small selective liberal arts college. So I've seen both sides, and I had a great college experience. Students who go to Pomona have a great college experience. I just want to reassure you, and I know you've heard it before, but you're going to be fine wherever you land. It's a lot about what you put into your
I think she's frozen. So we'll go ahead and jump over to the representative from the George Washington University, and then we'll jump her back in at the end.
Okay, no worries. So I think that one of the things that we don't talk a lot about during this process is the finances and finding a good academic fit, finding the right major, finding the right geographic fit is all really important. But none of that is going to matter if the school is not also the right financial fit for you and your family. And so I do think it's really important to have pretty honest conversations somewhat early in the process about affordability and what makes sense from a decision-making process for you as a student and an applicant, and your family or whatever adults in your life, if there are any, hopefully, might be helping you through this process, and also how you can maximize need-based aid and scholarship.
Tina, feel free to hop back in.
No worries. Just know that you're going to be fine wherever you land. There's a lot of great colleges. Don't worry about that one particular fit. So Elke, take it away.
My advice is similar to yours, Tina, which is just to be open-minded. When I started my college search, I thought I wanted to go to a really big school in the Southeast, and I ended up going to a really small school in the Northeast, not Wellesley, but a different institution. And I found out that that kind of institution was the right fit for me totally on a chance, because I looked at a school and I learned more about a school that I never thought I would be interested in. So my advice is just to, look at opportunities and paths that may not at first glance be what you think you are interested in, because you never know what it could lead to.
My advice will be, I talk to many students that they're not so sure about the major, and I encourage them to do a backward search. Why don't you guys go do a job search right now and see, what type of career you guys would like to do by looking at the job description. And I really encourage them to find out what their career path, the choices are, and really depending on which school offer the best program, and go from there. And that's one piece of advice that I like to give students.
Have to unmute myself. I would say to try to have as much fun with this process as you can. There are, as my director likes to say, over 3,000 colleges and universities in the United States. And through your search, you're going to find the place that works for you, and to go into it with an open mind, have fun exploring all the different communities and places that you're going to visit, either virtually or in person, hopefully in person sometime soon. And just make the most of the experience.
All great advice, and I couldn't agree more. I think it's really helpful to hear just from those who work at the respective institutions to give great advice. And so it's, again, always appreciated. Our next question here is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? What is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
All right, I'm going to speak quickly so I don't lose connection. And I'll choose a different one than I did in the last session. We have something called Walker Wall. It's like a free speech wall. And so when students first come, they go with their sponsor group and they can just express themselves on the wall. And you can do that anytime at Pomona. You can do artistic things, you can do political things. And it's just a great way to be yourself while being part of a community.
Great, I'm gonna use the same one that I've used before. So at GW, we're super lucky in that our students graduate on the National Mall. They are the only ones in the country who have that privilege. And we've had some amazing commencement speakers come through, like Cory Booker, Samantha Guthrie was the most recent one. Kerry Washington, who is an esteemed alumna of GW. So if you're interested in putting that very historic kind of monumental, if you will, with my dad joke, stamp on the end of your career at GW, then graduating on the National Mall is a great way to do it.
I have a sort of timely example of one of my favorite traditions on campus, because Monday was supposed to be the Boston Marathon, but it was postponed again. But that is a very, very fun day on campus, and many students reference this as one of their favorite memories of their time at Wellesley, because the Boston Marathon runs not only right through Wellesley, Massachusetts, but right past campus. It's a huge day on campus where classes are canceled. Everyone lines the street and cheers on the runners as they run past. It is very loud and noisy and festive. Oftentimes, Wellesley alums or students who are running the Boston Marathon will wear Wellesley gear, and then the crowd gets even more wild. So it's a lot of fun. And I know that everyone on campus is really crossing their fingers that next year it looks a little bit more like normal.
For University of the Pacific, one of my favorite events is the bonfire that we have almost every Tuesday, Thursday outside our main university center. And it's mainly hosted from the Multicultural Student Center. So, you know, it's really build that community to have students, you know, interact with open-minded people and learn about different culture and background. And we also have a gigantic spirit rocks, and it usually a group of students doing homecoming, they will paint it all over. And as you heard that the school is with hundreds of years of history, and the rock is like covering so many layers of paint. So that's another tradition that I enjoy on campus.
My favorite tradition at Ithaca College is our Fountain Day tradition. So if any of you have seen any Ithaca College literature or been on our website, the fountains are very prominent. It's sort of the #1 photo op spot for both current students and prospective students. And during senior week, which is the week immediately preceding graduation, one of the days is set aside for there's an event where all of the senior class basically jumps into the fountains. And what makes it great to me is that basically everybody who's still on campus at that point lines the area around the fountains, faculty, staff, people who have interacted with the senior class for 4 years, and sort of watches, you know, the people who they've become, you know, friends with over the course of the prior 4 years just have this really cool experience. And it really sort of epitomizes the, you know, the really great community that develops on our campus, not just among the students, but between the students and, you know, faculty and staff and everyone who's there to support them.
Awesome. We'll see if we can try to do this one rapid fire. I'm gonna punt it to our representatives at this time, but if you can give an interesting or fun fact about your school.
Fun fact, our mascot is Cecil the sage hen. Sage hen is a flightless desert bird that does a really cool mating dance.
GW was founded by an act of Congress 200 years ago this year.
Wellesley has only had female presidents.
Oh, sorry, it's my turn. There's a fact that recently just covered on all over the news that UOP combined all 3 campuses donated over $450 million to the community. We really driving for helping the community.
So for Ithaca, I would say a fun fact is that Ithaca and our local rival, SUNY Cortland, played in the best attended Division III football game in history, which was 2 years ago when we played at MetLife Stadium, which is where the Giants and Jets play. And we hosted, I think 47,000 people representing fans of both teams. And the Ithaca Cortland game, also known as Cortica, is the only Division III football game that has a betting line on Las Vegas.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Our representatives did that rapid fire, and it's always greatly appreciated. Make sure that we got everyone's response in there. So thank you. Thank you so much to our representatives for being here, for all the great information shared, and what a great interactive Q&A session it was. So thank you. And thank you to each of you for joining us. We have now reached the conclusion of this session. As we close, there'll be a very quick 4-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, your feedback is really helpful. And lastly, there are more sessions going on, so feel free to sign up for more sessions at the same place where you registered for this one. And this recording will be available at strivescan.com/BACS. Again, thank you all and have a great night.